Footballers earn millions, live in luxury, and seem untouchable. But behind the fame and fortune, some stories end in heartbreak. Bad investments, personal struggles, and poor decisions have left once great players with nothing. These aren't just cautionary tales. They're reminders that success in football doesn't always last forever. Today on Goal Rush, we're looking at the players who had it all, only to lose everything. Some of these stories will shock you. Paul Gascoigne was one of England's most gifted players, remembered for his brilliance at Italia 90 and Euro 96. But behind the magic was a man battling addiction and mental health struggles. Despite earning millions, Gascoigne's wealth disappeared through reckless spending, alcohol, and failed business ventures. His personal life collapsed, leaving him in financial ruin. Over the years, fans have seen him fight for recovery, sometimes winning, sometimes relapsing. Gaza's story isn't just about losing money, it's about losing peace and stability. He remains a tragic example of how fame can amplify personal demons. Even now, fans hope he finds the happiness football couldn't provide. His legacy on the pitch is undeniable, but his struggles off it remain heartbreaking. Ronaldinho was a magician with the ball, winning the Ballon d'Or and inspiring millions. Yet years after retirement, he shockingly found himself in financial trouble. Despite earning over $100 million during his career, reckless spending, unpaid taxes, and poor investments drained his fortune. In 2018, reports claimed his bank account had just a few dollars left while authorities seized his property. His arrest in Paraguay in 2020 for using a fake passport stunned fans even more. Though he now earns from appearances and promotions, the damage was done. Ronaldinho lost not just money but reputation. His story shows that even the brightest stars can fall when fame fades and financial discipline is ignored. It's a cautionary tale wrapped in brilliance. Diego Maradona is remembered as a footballing god, but off the pitch, his life spiraled out of control. At his peak, he earned millions with Napoli and Argentina, but drugs, extravagant spending, and tax battles with Italian authorities destroyed his fortune. Reports once suggested he owed more than $40 million in back taxes. Maradona's lifestyle, lavish mansions, expensive cars, endless parties, was unsustainable. Though he remained adored worldwide, financially he struggled for years. Even at his death in 2020, his estate was surrounded by disputes and debt. Maradona lost more than money. He lost health, relationships, and control of his life. His story is both legendary and tragic, a reminder that genius often comes with a heavy price. Adriano was once hailed as Ronaldo's heir, a powerhouse striker with a thunderous left foot. But tragedy struck when his father died in 2004. Devastated, Adriano turned to alcohol and struggled with depression. His form collapsed, and his once bright career at Inter Milan crumbled. Despite earning millions, his reckless lifestyle drained his fortune. By his 30s, Adriano was reported to be living back in Brazil, surrounded by the wrong crowd, with little left of his wealth or fame. Fans mourned what could have been, a Ballon d'Or winner in the making who lost everything to personal pain. Adriano's downfall wasn't about finances alone, it was about how grief can consume even the strongest athlete. His story is pure tragedy. David James, former England goalkeeper, earned over $20 million across his career. But after retirement, poor financial management and an expensive divorce left him bankrupt in 2014. To pay off debt, he sold prized possessions, including football memorabilia and luxury cars. Once a Premier League star, James had to accept coaching roles and odd jobs just to rebuild. His downfall wasn't from wild partying, it was from mismanagement and personal struggles. For many fans, it was shocking to see such a respected professional lose everything. Yet his humility in facing the crisis made people admire him even more. James's story is a lesson that even consistent careers can collapse if money isn't handled wisely after football ends. Eric Djemba, Manchester United fans remember Eric Djemba not for his performances, but for his shocking financial downfall. Nicknamed the "man so good they named him twice," his career never hit the heights expected, but financially he was a disaster. Despite millions in wages, he went bankrupt in 2007. Lavish spending, from luxury cars to endless shopping sprees, drained his fortune quickly. Djemba's story became a running joke, but behind the humor was a sad reality. Poor money management left him with nothing. His name is often brought up as the perfect example of wasted potential and financial recklessness. While he continues to work in football in smaller roles, the riches of his playing days are long gone. Clarence Seedorf was one of the most decorated midfielders of his generation, winning Champions League titles with 3 different clubs. Yet after retirement, he faced major financial difficulties. Poor investments in businesses and failed ventures left him with millions in debt. Despite his intelligence and discipline on the pitch, Seedorf's fortunes dwindled away. For fans, it was shocking. He seemed like the last player to face money issues. Though he later rebuilt his career through punditry and coaching, much of his wealth never returned. Seedorf's case proves that even the most professional athletes can struggle once the steady income of football stops. His fall was quieter than others, but no less dramatic for a man of his stature. Faith Wesley Sneijder was a star of the 2010 World Cup and Champions League winner with Inter Milan. At his peak, he earned millions annually, but his career after football unraveled. Reports revealed he blew through his fortune on luxury, alcohol, and gambling. Sneijder admitted in his autobiography that he partied too much, neglected his health, and wasted his earnings. Once considered one of the best midfielders in the world, he found himself living far from the spotlight, without the wealth his talent deserved. Fans were stunned that someone so intelligent on the pitch could be so reckless off it. Sneijder's story is another reminder that the biggest opponent for footballers isn't always on the field, it's life after it. Royston Drenthe, once dubbed the new Clarence Seedorf. Royston Drenthe signed for Real Madrid in 2007 with huge expectations, but fame and fortune got the better of him. He admitted later that he spent recklessly, trusted the wrong people, and neglected his career. By his late 20s, Drenthe was bankrupt, trying to make ends meet through smaller contracts and even attempting a music career as a rapper. For a player once tipped for greatness, it was a shocking fall from grace. Drenthe's story reflects the dangers of fame at a young age. The money and lifestyle came too fast, and without discipline, it all vanished. His career is now remembered less for his potential and more for what was lost. George Best was Manchester United's first true superstar, a Ballon d'Or winner and football icon. But his life off the pitch was plagued by alcoholism, gambling, and reckless spending. Despite earning vast sums in the 1960s and 70s, Best squandered it all on cars, clothes, and parties. He famously said, "I spent a lot of money on booze, birds, and fast cars. The rest I just squandered." His charm never faded, but his fortune and health did. Best died in 2005, loved but broken. His downfall remains one of football's most famous tragedies. A genius who lost everything because he couldn't control his demons. George Best's story is a warning etched into football's history forever. From legends like George Best and Maradona to modern stars like Ronaldinho and Sneijder, these stories prove that money alone can't guarantee happiness or security. Fame can vanish, fortunes can be wasted, and personal battles can destroy even the greatest careers. Footballers may live like kings, but without discipline, even empires can crumble. Which of these stories shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments, hit like, and subscribe to Goal Rush for more unforgettable football stories.